But hang on, just to ask, with such a low number, does he have joint physical and legal custody then?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, so he gets. So hang on, so he gets the kid every other week or weekend or something like that.
Yeah, it's like a weird joint. It's like a weird split. It's like a 5-2-5.
Yeah, so I mean, why should he pay child support? That's right. Like, why should he?
I pay for insurance. I pay for all her dental care that comes out of pocket. I pay for all of her school clothing, her school. Like, I pay for everything. He literally at this point is living in a 1-bedroom with my daughter and his girlfriend.
But does he have half the custody though?
Yeah, and
does he have her half the time? Is my question.
Currently, yeah, but he can't.
Yeah, so I mean, if he has her half the time, why would he need to pay you support? Just like isn't that absurd to make the request that if the father has the kid half of the time, they're already taking care of half of the child's rearing, right?
Most of, like I said, I pay for most of her clothes, most of everything, even when she's at his house.
Wait, is it 50-50 custody?
Yeah.
But the time share is not 50-50?
No, it is. It's 50-50 time. But what I'm saying is, like, I pay for a majority of her health care, everything like that. Like, it's not, it shouldn't, he should have less time is what I'm saying.
Wait, is it, it's gone through the court system?
Yeah, so it was, like 3 years ago when we broke up.
Who brought it to court? You or him?
I did.
You did?
Yeah.
And you were,
because he wasn't seeing her at the time. He wasn't spending any time with her.
I see. Okay. And then you said, unfortunately, he gets
50%. Yeah.
Why is that unfortunate? Don't you want?
No, I would love for him to spend time with her, but it's unfortunate because it's not like used productively, and he's just not. I don't feel like taking care of her as best as he could.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's a damn good thing that women in this situation don't get to make that adjudication, because from the perspective of many women, they're always going to think that they're the better caretaker than the man. We have no demonstration of evidence to the contrary, and there's no way for us to have any demonstration of the contrary. But if he has 50% custody, then I think that whatever argument that you have for needing child support goes out the window anyway.
Well, I just feel like the court system pities a single father sometimes, especially when
they should.
Hail and well met. Lol Paladins donated $200.02. Remember, fellas, 50-50, and it doesn't matter how broke you are, she will keep coming after your last $37 a month. She is all women. And she will blame you for it in public.
Yo, Lol Paladins, thank you, man. There's another one coming in right now, so I'll just preempt it. Good to see you in the chat, Lol Paladins. Thank you for the TTS, man. 50-50, and doesn't matter how broke. Have you ever paid him child support?
Yeah, they tried.
Hillary Epstein donated $200.
Thank you, Hillary. Appreciate it.
U.S. court system sucks. Divorced dad, 50-50 custody 2-3 schedule. $1,750 a month and truly 50-50.
Are you in California?
Ridiculous.
Hillary, where are you at? California's pretty bad. Sorry to hear that, man. You were gonna have to pay him child support?
Yeah, he had requested it at one point for me to pay child support. He had gone to welfare and asked for all this help because he just didn't want to get a job.
Yeah.
Because if he doesn't have a job, they can't take money from him.
And was he awarded child support?
No, because I had proof he was working under the table as a security guard.
Well, but weren't you making all this money too?
This was at a time where I wasn't dancing as much or doing. This was way before that.
But
whole
I mean, you said this
situation.
guy gave you you dated him for 2 years, right?
Yeah, it was before the situation.
Before the kid?
No, before the I guess sugar daddy or whatever you want to call him, fake fiance.
The fake fiance was
that was after.
After what?
After we had gone to court and everything.
Oh, okay.
After he tried to take me to court to get me to pay him.
But I mean, were you? Because I mean, there's assessments when it comes to child support. Were you reporting to the court this
dancing money? Yeah, in the state of California, you get
money
paychecks.
The money this guy was giving you.
Oh yeah, I have. I mean,
Okay.
Apple Cash reports what you make.
But if you guys are 50-50, why aren't you paying him child support? If it sounds like you would have been out earning him. You said you made $250,000 over the course of 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
That's just like an estimate, because that's also including like what he spent on shopping and me getting my boobs done and all of that.
Sure. But you said you would like you'd get his phone, you'd send yourself like $5,000.
In total, out of everything, because like just my breasts were like $50,000.
Is that the cost of titties?
I went to like a really well-known doctor
I don't know.
in Beverly Hills, which,
Okay.
yeah. So, I mean, it was like altogether like close to 250.
Okay. All right.
Well, she also said that he knew she was taking the money.
Yeah, like thank you. He knew. It's not like he didn't know. Like he would see like, oh, I sent you $2,000. Like, okay, what did you send that for? And I'd be like, oh, I need to pay this. He's like, okay, well, I'm not going to give you money like next week or something. And then.
Well, yeah, because you were supposed to be his future wife, so he's taking care of you.
Okay, but if
Right?
we really go based off of that, he was also talking to other women. So it's like.
And I would like to add, do you not think a 52-year-old man knows what's happening with a 22-year-old girl? He knows what he's paying for.
But he
Oh,
wasn't
really?
getting
You know
anything.
that, wait, hang on a second. Just to get this right. If the burden of evidence was that this gentleman
Okay,
had
go
not, hang on, if the burden of evidence was
Hail
that
and
this
well
gentleman
met.
had not,
Lol Paladins donated
One sec.
$200.02. Seriously, Brian, you think she reported the $250K
No,
in
probably
cash to the
not.
IRS? The men aren't the only people she scams. The government is a victim too.
All right.
and I can
Thank
see
you,
that
Will
the Sisterhood of Accountability is driving right in here, right? Sisterhood can't take accountability. It's against their nature. So, but to dive in, can you explain to me how this man was not victimized by this woman? Can you explain that to me?
I'm not saying
think this
he
was-
No, not you.
He's
I'm
talking to
I'm
me.
asking her.
I think you're being really dramatic by using the word victimized, because
Oh,
he
no,
does.
okay,
He did know
I'm-
she was taking the money, and he was willing. He was willing.
Was
to
she
take it.
taking the
And
money under
there
false
are-
pretenses?
I don't know. I don't know I don't know him.
What did
but
she
what
just
I'm
say?
saying is,
She literally said she was taking money under false pretenses and called it a scam.
I think she was
called
talking.
it a
I think she was
scam.
talking about
What do you
her.
think scam
So
means?
wait,
What
would
do you
it be
think that
fair
means?
if I was having sex with him?
Yeah, no, I would care still, but can you
But would it
explain to me
be
real
more
quick?
fair if I was having
Okay, can
sex
you
with
let
him?
us finish our conversation? What do you think scam means? What do you think that means? Do you think that means I'm being very truthful about my intentions, or do you think it means something else?
No, you're not being truthful.
Yeah, you're not being truthful. So would you call that false pretenses?
I guess so, but what I'm saying
guess.
is, I think that there are segments of men that understand that what they are paying for, and that this is the situation, that because they are paying for attention.
How do you somehow manage to do the mental gymnastics necessary after she tells the entire story, explains it herself as a scam, says she took this money under false pretenses, to still somehow try to justify it as her being the victim?
I'm not saying she's the victim.
Well, you
I
did,
think what
because
you were,
you started this by saying this. You started this entire engagement by saying he knew exactly what he was doing because he's 53 years old, implying that she's actually being victimized here.
I didn't exactly say that. What I said is, do you not think that he may not know that, or he may not understand that that's what he was paying for? But what I'm saying is, there are segments of men that do pay for attention
Yes.
from
I'm
younger
sure that
women.
there are,
Older
but-
men
okay.
pay for attention from younger
Do
women.
you agree that there
They've-
are segments of men who eat watermelon? Do you agree with
Sure.
that statement? Yeah, okay, great. What the does that have to do with scamming a man? What is saying there's segments of men who do X have anything to do with the current conversation that we're having?
She's talking about scamming her clients at the strip club. She did say she was scamming. She had a fake fiance. So her pretense was to not marry the man. But what I'm saying is, let's consider maybe he knew what he was paying for as well. That's all I'm saying. But I-
Well, okay, it's really funny though.
He knew
Why
money
is
was
it that
keeping
this
me around.
needs to be looked at in the best light from the interest of the woman instead of in the interest from the man? That's my question to you. Why should we instantly look at this as some sort of, well, he's 53. I'm sure he didn't. He knew exactly what was going on. Why should we assume that? Why should we assume that a person who makes the claim that they knew it was done under false pretenses
Because
took
I am-
this amount of money? So what do you think his incentive was to do that?
Although this may be anecdotal, but I am 52 and I speak to a lot of 52-plus-year-old men that do tell me that they date younger women, pay for their bills because they feel like that's their rite of passage. Because after they get divorced, they want to go and feel like they want their ego stroked and they want to be with a young girl.
Oh, well, let me give you some anecdotes back. Having talked now to hundreds upon hundreds of women on this podcast, let me explain that there are many women who are in their early 20s who constantly seek out older men specifically for the purposes of capturing their resources, and they're in complete control. They are in total control, and they often do it under false pretenses. And then, when they're called out on the false pretenses for which they have done this under, the sisterhood all gets together and makes excuses for her. Why do you think that is? Why does the sisterhood all get together to make excuses for scam artist women? Can you explain that to me? I'd actually like to know the answer to that.
I'm speaking for myself,
Yeah,
and I'm
I
speaking,
know. I'm speaking
for
to you about
men.
yourself.
I know, and I'm not, you know what, I am defending her a little bit because you are coming down really hard on her, and we're not taking in consideration that the man, and there are men that understand what they're paying for.